This is Ruben Lawing here in McAllen, Texas. This is my leadership talk for today. It's Friday already. Here in McAllen, Texas. All right. So last night I got invited to be part of the Young Guns training. So this is people that have done enough activity. Either they've written business, they've got their license, they've got a bunch of activity, and they got recruits. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? So now there was this training last night, and it's brand new. It's called Young Guns, okay, and we're getting like individual mentorship from the top people in our organization in WLB, World Leadership, or World Legacy Builders, okay? And this is, so I got to be put on Don Don's team, which I kind of like. I didn't, Don Don, when I first got to the SEAL teams, I'd gone through SEAL training twice, right? And then we get, one of the first training evolutions that we go on, we're in Puerto Rico. And we're doing a combat swimmer dive in the middle of the day, which you would never do that in the middle of the day, but we're doing it. The water's really clear, and we're close to shore. And all of a sudden, one of the instructors comes down and grabs my leg. And I think I did something wrong. I go to the surface, and out there in the middle of the the ocean, the instructor guy's going, "Hey, dude, you're not in BUD/S anymore. We know you got what it takes. We know that you're SEAL. We're just like us. All right. We're not. Nobody's going to be, treating you like you're lower than whale shit. Right. We respect you. We know you did it. All right, we're going to teach you the right way to do it." So that's what it felt like last night in the breakout room, okay, with Don Don. So this is a real good compliment to you, Don Don. All right. So I've been analyzing this training that I got a whiteboard on my wall right in front of my desk, okay. So most people think you go from recruit to recruit. Okay, and what you really do is you go prospect, then the prospect becomes a recruit. Schwan Wynn calls it like the recruit before the recruit, right? And then that person gets a prospect that becomes a recruit. Okay, and so with the tracker, and then I say too much all the time. And Bernadette, who's the CEO, and she's like, I'm listening to her give the example to one of my new people on how to do this. And it's, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm just calling you. I have found this group that does financial literacy training, and they teach out of this book called Saving Your Future. There's this really great information in it. Can I send you the PDF in an email?" And they, it's really, I think you really like it. And you send it to them, and you put them in the tracker, right? And I'm like, oh, so I put my whole tracker is in my campaign manager, okay? And then I got 10 recruits, and so I put them in a different category, right? So I send them all the schedule for the trainings and the workshops that Bernadette sends me, usually on either Monday afternoon or Tuesday, right? Well, there is a Fast Start class that's happening tonight, right? So I sent the schedule out in a campaign. I got a little, got to set up with the banner, right? And it went out to all my team. I can track it, and none of them opened it, right? So what I do this morning, I text them all. let them know that they got the they got the email, and there's the link to the campaign manager, right? And one of them, the guy's got crazy potential, right? He's already does social media. That's his job. He does social media marketing, right? Got this huge database, right? And he's the one that texts me back. Now he's concerned about getting his license. I got a bunch of people that are, well, I got like 3 or 4 right now that are, their main concern is getting their license, right? Which is fine, right? The and so I responded back to him that in the fast start training, it includes everything you need to get started, including licensing. Okay, I had to go with one of my associates who's in Indiana. This guy's really giving me all kinds of leads. It's like, okay, he didn't do it exactly like textbook the way he did it, but I'm like, hey, you can't, God can't steer a parked car, right? So I got somebody moving in a direction. I'm just gonna try to, let's get you on course. I'll work with what you got. But so far, he gave me like 90 names, and of those 90 names, I got 15 of them in the tracker. Okay, so now we're gonna go back and follow up with them, and get him into the training, get him into the, get him, you see, we then get him become a campaigner for him, right? And then of course, then get them their own financial strategy, and they become a client. Okay, and so that's it. That's the sequence, the process. Okay, and then you just keep tickling them with the campaign manager. So I'm in the process right now. There's all kinds of great blog articles that they offer that we can put out, especially right now, because like coming on Thanksgiving, there's one specifically for Thanksgiving. So they give you it's a great little banner, but you got to put a link to it. So I'm like, oh, let me figure that one out. All right. Look up an article? How to be, how to do Christmas shopping on a budget? I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. But using the campaign manager, ideally, I would have the counter be able to merge just like, Presto Changeo into the campaign manager, and the campaign manager is already integrated with Salesforce. Brilliant, right? So, with that said, I really, when I see how this whole Young Guns with the team on Don's team, it reminds me of mission planning in the SEAL teams, where you set SOPs, standard operating procedures, right? Okay, and you do it, okay, if this happens, this is our contingency, okay, right? And you can develop that. A lot of the experienced people, they already done it before. They go, this is what we do for that. This is the contingency for E&E. This is the contingency for a down man. This is a contingency for, missed extraction. All these things, right? And so, it's old hat. It becomes second nature. Okay, and that shared experience can happen through this, right? Very exciting, right? Very exciting. Right, and then I read my scriptures every day. I'm in a process of reading the same chapter in Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs every day for a month. So I'm in chapter 11, and yesterday the verse that popped right out at me was, "For lack of guidance, a nation fails, but victory is won through many advisors." Right, so this whole Young Guns process, we have some experienced people. Don's like the head of this team, right? And I'm like, okay, this is cool. Right? But I got Bernadette, right? Plus Eric Lofholm. He's not part of the company. I've known Eric Lofholm since like 2006, right? When I first came on board with the company, right? And then another one, Matthew Ferry. Okay, Matthew Ferry talks about subconscious mind. like it's your drunken monkey. I'm gonna post some Matthew Ferry videos on my blog or my website and my my Facebook page, my WSB McCallum Facebook page, right? The drunken monkeys. Your subconscious mind is fear based. It's scared of everything, but it's like really curious, and it's irrational, like a drunk, right? And it wrecks things, right? And you got to get it under control. And he's pretty harsh with his drunken monkey, kind of like David Goggins. I would love to see an interview with David Goggins and Matthew Ferry. It'd be a hit, right? Because they both, Matthew Ferry really understands the psychology of your subconscious mind, and then David Goggins, puts it to practice like pretty good, right? That would be awesome. I choose to deal with my subconscious different. I don't like to be scolded. I don't like to be yelled at. I don't like to be, spoken to harshly, boy, because I got something for you. I've been training my whole life how to deal with that stuff, right? And I don't deal with it nicely, okay? So I have respect when I talk to my subconscious mind. I sit in meditation every morning. I read scriptures. I meditate on those scriptures, right? But I shut my subconscious mind down. And I tell them, you are ultra powerful. You're amazing. You've done some great, amazing things. Right? But I need you to just be quiet now. And I'm going to be, focusing on the Word and the Holy Spirit, right? And in doing that, my conscious has conditioned control over my subconscious, okay? Because I speak to it the right way, right? All right. You teach other people how to treat you. Hey, guess what? You teach your subconscious mind how to treat you too, okay? You treat people with respect, and you'll get it back. All right. This is part of what I'm doing in this process of developing my prospects. Okay, so what happens is when you make initial contact with the Saving Your Future book, and it's got the financial information, and that nobody knows it all. This is it, all of it in there, right? So all of them, now their brain starts moving that direction. You start, hey, did you get that email I sent you? Did you look at that? And if they did or they didn't, doesn't matter. Okay, well, we're going to be going over that tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. They're going to do the introductory presentation. They're going to do 7-step, right? And I'll send you that information, right? And you can follow along, so that way somebody's actually guiding you through it, right? And okay, great. Or if they can't make it, then you schedule a one-on-one, right? Okay, then after they get on it, you say, hey, well, there's these workshops that we do, and this is our business, right? We're trying to educate 30 million families by year 2030, okay? And we need people to help us in this campaign. Do you think this is good stuff? Do you think there's people that need to know this stuff? Would you like to help us with our campaign? And then now you got to recruit, okay? And and then you're in the process, okay? This changes everything, the way this works and the way you can use these tools, right? It's not like anything you've ever seen before, right? The way it's set up. The missing link that would just make it more efficient is having the tracker merge with the campaign manager, because the campaign manager is already linked to Salesforce. It's brilliant. All right, and then you're just putting everybody in line. Everybody, you're shifting their focus in this direction, and it's all stuff that everybody needs to know, wants to know, anyways. It's beautiful, right? My pastor did say one thing that I thought was brilliant, right? What I need to do is the love part of it. The caring and the love. Okay, I'm doing this because I care for you, right? It's a difference, instead of saying to somebody, when you're going with them and they're like, no, not right now, like, I understand, things are tight for everybody, right? But unless you do something, it's always going to be this way. I'm offering you a chance to take care of your family. Maybe like your family didn't take care of you, or my family didn't take care of me. Could you, how, wouldn't you feel good knowing if something happened, you and your wife would be taken care of, versus having to, them having to worry, what's going to happen when you're gone, right? Are your wife and your kids gonna have to live with your parents or theirs, or again, family gonna get split up? I mean, this can make that difference, and you can have that peace of mind. Plus, there's other advantages. When you look at the tax advantages, then that's like, oh yeah, that's two good things that this will do for you, right? There's all kinds of strategies, and then, oh, I loved how it was put last night. The guys, I learned what's called a drop and close when I was doing venture capital. So the minimum investment was like $10,000, and if you just went for $10,000 and the guy could have done 30, then you missed. You were out. You're out. You could have quadrupled your commission, right? So you go for 3 units, $30,000, and then if he's not comfortable with that, they'll tell you 2 units or 2 units, right? Where if you just went for that one, you would have just got the one, right? And well, this guy was doing like it was, how did I call it? I wrote it down. It was ingenious, the strategy. It was raise and recruit, right? So you say, hey, you got your policy, you're putting $300 a month away, but you really need to put $800 a month to get to where you want to be able to, not have to worry about, reducing your lifestyle because of your reduced cash flow after you retire. You really need to do $800 a month. And the guy says, I can't afford it. I would. I know I need to, but I don't have the money. Right? Well, I can show you how to make more money. We need more people. We need more campaigners. So that was just brilliant. I thought that was brilliant, right? So I made sure that was a good note. It was good training last night. It was excellent training last night. All right, I'm so excited. I'm doing handsprings backwards in my mind. All right, have a great Friday.